What's up, guys? Today we have JP reacts again with another stupid video. You see its title here on the top. No, you don't see it. Is being vegan deadly? So we're asking this question and gonna see how much he misrepresents veganism again. But I haven't seen the video at all. I haven't looked into it, but I'm gonna do my comments on it, and maybe it's gonna be interesting. And I hope you can learn something about animal rights here and see how often its counter arguments are pretty nonsensical and stupid. But let's have a look into it.
Breaking news, TikTok fam. Vegan influencer Jana Samsonova, known for her exotic fruit diet, tragically passed away at age 39.
Again, like it's always when people are going raw or only fruit or like a certain type of diet where they think it's the best they can have and they really push themselves into it. Yeah, if you only eat fruit, it's also vegan, but veganism is not a diet. Veganism is a principle from which you don't where you don't consume animal products, where you are against the exploitation of animals, against the unfair use of animals in any way. And yeah, people always make it seem like it's only a diet, and I already know where this is going to.
Due to severe malnutrition.
A raw vegan influencer dies from malnutrition at 39. Something to learn here. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. This is where we call out lies, hypocrisy, and corruption.
So welcome to my channel, where we call out the lies, hypocrisy of non-vegans.
And highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters.
And highlight the amazing work of real freedom fighters and not hypocrites like him.
Because truth conquers. But
because truth conquers.
You can't conquer anything unless you're strong. Here to help us get strong is Ancestral Supplements, Metabolism,
beef,
time to get
blah, blah, blah.
JP. About the raw vegan influencer Zana, who died from malnutrition.
Yeah, it's obvious she looks not good. Like, she looks like she has a severe eating disorder. And you can have that as a vegan, and you can also have that as a non-vegan.
Nutrition, of all things. And
you can even have that if you take supplements like he is taking.
It's not...
If you're only taking the supplement and you're not eating well enough, yeah, of course, it's malnutrition.
Necessarily on the nose, veganism is bad. I know it's not for me, and I don't think it's for most people, but there's a deeper...
Veganism is bad, yeah. Being against the exploitation of animals is bad. How is that point? He is treating it from the beginning as a diet choice, and he doesn't get it. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people try to tell him already, but he refuses to understand that veganism has nothing to do with a diet primarily. The diet, like the way of eating, not eating meat and all this other animal products, is the consequence of being vegan, the action of being vegan. And he doesn't get that. He thinks veganism means not eating certain things, and yeah, he treats it like veganism is the diet.
Story here that I think we want to pay attention to, because there's a level of deception that can be exuded from an influencer, especially an influencer hiding behind some kind of altruistic thing like, hey, eat vegan, it's really healthy for you. But what you don't see is the deep, dark, shattered psyche of that person and a deep pathological disorder that's hiding and functioning behind an otherwise noble looking hiding spot. Being plant-based, that would ironically be a hiding spot Bill Gates would endorse. Think about that. But first, let's take a...
Yeah, now the Bill Gates conspiracy theory again, that he wants to make people plant-based while he is actually not a vegan. So pretty stupid argument.
Look at Zana, this influencer who passed away, and she passed away a year ago. We're just now getting to the story. I think it's still relevant. Now, here on the New York Post article about her, you can just let your eyes do some investigation, and you'll say, this does not look like a healthy person. This is a vegan.
So he just posted 2 pictures over each other?
Influencer, but I think really what you're looking at, it's not necessarily veganism, though muscle atrophy can certainly happen with that. You're looking at someone who's got an anorexic body, and you can see her wasting away of...
It's not veganism, it's anorexic body. Why is his title of the video is Being Vegan Deadly?
Healthy tissue. That's one of the first signs that what you're doing is not only not healthy, but it's detrimental to you. And you're promoting this like it's healthy. Before we learn more about her, there's the first moral of the story. You gotta do your own thinking, especially when it comes to what people on the internet are telling you.
Yes, do your own thinking and not listen to what this person on the internet tells you.
You actually have to do more of your own thinking when it comes to what the mainstream media is telling you.
And that's a good point. The mainstream media is on your side. The mainstream media is supporting what you are saying, that eating animal products, that being not vegan is fine. The vegans are the ones rethinking. The vegans are the ones who are on the side of being against the mainstream and rethinking an extra time. And you're not able to do that, and that's the problem.
But you still gotta do your own thinking when people on the internet are telling you something like, this is really good for you. Why does it look like it's killing you? Oh, it did kill you. Let's look a little bit more at what this raw vegan influencer was doing, her story, because it reminds us there's always more than what meets the eye. And a lot of people, they might actually have good conscious intentions while they're dealing with something deep and dark that they're not actually dealing with. Therefore, it gets projected out with their conscious intentions. So those conscious intentions might actually be good, but it can be incredibly devastating.
Vegan influencer Yana Samsonova, who ate only exotic fruits, has died of starvation at age 39. The Russian national attracted millions of views after sharing her controversial diet online.
So something to note, take this home for your kids. You can be on social media getting lots of attention and therefore being rewarded for doing very self-destructive things. Not only do you get the currency
or the destruction of others' things.
Of attention. Wow, I'm being the more I starve myself, the more I get attention. What a beautiful reward. The currency of attention. It fills us.
But I agree with that point.
It's all up, doesn't it? But you also get the currency of validation. You get a certain percentage of people online that will be believing your BS story instead of this person saying like, hey, I have deep trauma.
Like believing the BS story of you selling supplements.
That's driven me to an eating disorder, and I hide my eating disorder behind what I...
But because, I mean, I don't have a look into it. I didn't have a look into his supplements, and maybe there's even a chance that it could be healthy to add to your diet. But like, I'm not addressing the point of his argument being that he doesn't know what health is and what health isn't is. That's bad English, but he obviously doesn't look like he's unhealthy. So I wouldn't go into that direction. But I would rather say he's talking about all this stuff, about hypocrisy, about the media, about what everything is, about what influencers are telling you what is the correct thing, while he himself is also an influencer and he profits from the exploitation of others, of the animals. So it's quite hypocritical of him to claim he's the freedom fighter again. He's the one calling out hypocrisy if he himself is actually the reason. It's actually on the side of the mainstream, and we should question his ideas and his views about the animals, and not about the diet, about a certain vegan diet that is happening and that some people are so convinced of that is the most healthy. Of course, make your own mind. If you see someone unhealthy, you probably don't want to follow that diet. But that has nothing to do with veganism until at this point.
I call a health practice raw veganism. Instead of saying that, they're like, I do raw veganism. It's good for me. It's good for you. And a certain percentage.
You don't do raw veganism. Like I said again, veganism is not a diet.
People will buy that and therefore give their validation through likes, comments, views, so that person will have their self-deceptive story. In this case, Zana's self-deceptive story. It will be validated to her, which means it's reinforced, which means she's believing her own self-deceptive story.
Like he is believing that he is not an animal exploiter or the worst person an animal would meet if an animal could meet him.
More and more while she gets that validation, and she also gets the currency of attention.
Samsonova claims she ate a completely raw vegan
Advertisement
diet
again.
for the last 4 years, consuming just fruits, sunflower seed sprouts, fruit smoothies, and juices.
Even the corrupt FDA would probably be like, that ain't.
I wouldn't even claim that's like totally unhealthy if you eat enough calories, but she obviously didn't eat enough calories, like you can see on her body.
A balanced diet. Why don't you just eat all the grains on our food pyramid? It'll actually be better for you. I mean, it'll still kill you, but it's not going to kill you this fast.
The 39-year-old shared a chilling message on Instagram just days before she allegedly died of starvation. She shared this caption over a photo of herself. Life is meaningless, but worth living, provided you recognize it's meaningless.
That would also be evidence you don't want to follow a person like this. One of the other morals of this story is that very bad things can be presented as good things. Something you've probably heard me say over and over and over on this channel.
By the way, that quotation sounded very mentally ill, so maybe she had another issue that she didn't figure out. So it was probably not only about what she was eating, there was some other underlying issues.
The devil likes to masquerade as an angel in disguise. Here's a very bad thing, but I'm going to sell it to you like it's a really good thing. And that might be an actual good person who's just tricked themselves so they believe the bad thing is actually a good thing rather than just a deep, dark person.
Just what he said completely applies on himself, selling his stupid grass-fed beef liver supplement.
Out to do intentional malicious harm. Here's another case in point.
Intentional malicious harm he is doing to the animals again.
Vegan mom Sheila O'Leary sentenced to life in prison for 18-month-old son's starvation death. Here's another.
And how many moms have starved their children to death that weren't vegan? Like, I'm sure you find thousands of people who neglected their child, letting it die because they are just too stupid. They're just not able to get their own lives together. And that's a big issue. Also, this mother is just neglected her child, and it doesn't have anything to do with if she fed him too little vegan food, or if he fed him less animal product foods. After all, the point is that he didn't feed him good enough. And yeah, I know a lot of people who have children now, and if they are very aware and they very caring for their child, they will make it happen that the child gets all the nutrients the child needs. Because yeah, if the child is like sick, you probably go to the doctor and ask what is missing, and if he says yeah, he needs some iron, you probably say yeah, okay, I don't you probably don't say yeah, okay, I feed him like beef liver supplements. Probably I just feed him iron rich foods, maybe a supplement, I don't know. After all, it's not about veganism. Non-argument made against veganism at all.
Another example where, well, basically the road to hell can be paved with good intentions that are based on idiocracy. Baby death. Parents convicted of killing son with diet of vegetable milk. Here's something you probably don't need to be
What is vegetable milk? Never heard of that.
told, but apparently some people do need to be told this. A baby needs specific nutrients to grow. ones that are not found in plant-based milk. A Belgian couple found this out.
That's why you do not only feed plant-based milk, you feed your children everything they need. And you can get everything they need in vegan. So he doesn't even attack the point that it is possible to be 100% vegan and get all the nutrients you need. He's just attacking one stupid article that is portraying that this might be the case, that it is because of they fed him vegan food. And also, what about rethinking? What about questioning mainstream media again? Or where is this article from? Like, maybe question a little bit more about what you're actually reading.
The hard way when in 2014 their 7-month-old baby died after being fed milk from quinoa, oats, buckwheat.
But it must be a very reputatious, I don't know the word. I'm German, so because you see on the side there's like one comment made in the whole article, so probably it is a very, very good article.
Semolina and rice. Now the parents have been convicted for the unintentional death. So with a headline of this raw vegan lady dying from malnourishment, we always have to remind ourselves there is more than meets the eye. Very rarely someone, especially on social media, who's being rewarded with the currency of attention and validation, usually they will not present to you their inner pathology. They probably haven't become aware of it themselves, thus they're still being driven. This lady, she obviously had an extreme eating disorder and tricked herself into believing my extreme eating disorder is actually a really healthy order of eating. There's also another example of a 24-year-old girl in China. She weighed over 600 pounds. She does these mukbang videos where she eats obnoxiously on camera. And in one sitting, she ate such a large amount, she died from overeating. Not like one sound, she does these.
You know what she ate? Animal products. So why don't make an article, children dies from eating meat? Like, it would be the same thing you are doing right now. You're framing it the way that it is veganism that was killing the child. And here, you're not even showing the article's name. But it could be, fat child died from eating too much meat.
Mukbang videos, large amount, she died from overeating. Not like, oh, she died of heart disease after years of overeating, even though she's overeaten for years. Her stomach actually ruptured. Now, that was someone just like Zana. I mean, she weighed a lot more than Zana. She had a different method of eating, but she had a deep pathology that she was tricking herself out of seeing because she was being rewarded with attention. She'd get a lot of views and validation. She'd get encouragement. Wow, you body positive. You really inspire me to eat 10 pounds of food in one sitting.
Yeah, I agree with them. That's a problem, and you shouldn't get validation for, like, doing stuff like that.
Now, for the raw vegan who died at 39, I think this gentleman, who is a plant-based eater himself, has a very down-to-earth perspective that I think is worth listening to.
This is so sad to see. And I don't know the details of the situation, but I do know there's one thing. Raw veganism is not for everyone. Every diet is not for everyone. In fact, these dieting trends...
And I would add, anyone who tells you that their diet is for everyone is a snake oil salesman.
...are terrible because...
Yeah, and vegans don't tell you what diet is the best one. Vegans just tell you to leave the animals alone. And if you leave the animals alone, the consequence of that is not consuming certain products, of course, but then you can choose whatever diet you want. You can choose to be like a raw vegan, you can choose a raw diet. Of course, everything would be vegan if you choose to not exploit animals. You can choose a raw diet. You can choose a like heavy loaded on like meat alternative diet. A junk food diet. You can choose like a healthy balanced diet, like everyone probably should do. But it doesn't matter which diet is for you. You can choose whatever you like. But the only thing we vegans are asking is that you just leave the animals alone. So yeah, it's not that hard to understand, to make the distinction between diets and and the justice movement.
Because everybody's body is different. I used to be the main one talking about be vegan, be vegan. You don't care about the animals if you're not vegan. You
That's right. Why he's saying it like that?
lack empathy if you're not vegan.
Yeah,
you're
correct.
not a balanced human if you're not vegan. That's not really true.
It is true.
Everybody's body is different.
Your body has nothing to do with the fact that it is true that you don't have empathy for animals if you're not vegan.
Everybody's DNA is different. We all come from
Your
different
DNA
regions
also
with
not.
different diets. Listen to your body.
Yes, listen to your body. And if your body says, kill that child because I need children flesh and I want to, it's my decision. I want to eat a diet which contains children flesh. So who are you to judge me? Like, it's the same logic. Why would you kill the children? Why would you kill an animal? You don't have the right to do that. You take it. You just take their life away because of your pleasure. And yeah, of course your body can be different, but there are certain rules of ethics where you shouldn't just eat everything that comes on your plate. Like, for example, feeling sentient individuals.
People's body will literally go into shock if they don't have meat.
I'm one of them.
And people's body will go into shock.
Into shock, yes. It's in his brain.
Without fruits and vegetables. It's all about taking the time to get
Like, he's claiming to be healthy and a balanced diet, and he says a body won't go into shock when they don't eat vegetables and fruits. Even for a guy who wants to be healthy, has to agree that at some point you have to consume a little bit of vegetables and fruit, right? But yeah, it's the nutrition topic again, and I don't want to get into it.
To know your body, get to know yourself. Knowing when your body's telling you that's not something I should eat. First, it's gonna take some getting used to. Pay attention. Listen to yourself. Trust your body.
Pay attention, listen to yourself, trust your body.
Oh,
I would
he
say
obviously
pay
doesn't
very little
understand
attention and put zero trust on anyone you see on the internet
Like
telling
him.
you what to do. Maybe take some of that information into consideration, but the fact that you are considering it means you are in the act of thinking for yourself. And I would dare say that's a superpower in our world. So nonetheless, this lady who had a quite
Yes,
honest
why isn't he using that superpower in the topic of veganism? Pretty sad.
a deep pathological, psychological disorder that led to the physical symptom and behavioral symptom of anorexia, further covered up by raw veganism. It's certainly a tragedy. However, I also think it's a reminder to realize anyone we're paying attention to online, they're selling us something and not telling us that.
They're selling us something. Yes, like here. The whole time standing next to you.
Everything, even if they have good intentions. With that said, my beautiful freedom-loving friends, let me know what you think about this tragic story in the comments below. I look forward to seeing you on.
Yeah, that's what I think about it. And again, he doesn't understand what veganism is. He thinks it's diet. He misrepresents veganism. He doesn't one time see what the animal feels about all this, and he claims to be a freedom lover. He claims to call out hypocrisy while himself he's being a big hypocrite, and he is taking freedom away from individuals. Yeah, pretty sad, but yeah, again, thanks for watching.